Okay, let's go ahead and begin. Welcome, everybody. Happy Friday. Welcome to Chair Yoga. Happy Lunar New Year. I hope that you are doing well this week. And let's go ahead and get started. So go ahead and just slide to the back of your chair. Be comfortable. We're just going to close our eyes and center for a moment before we start moving around a bit. So you can relax the back of your chair. Try to have both feet flat on the ground if you can, and just allow the hands and arms to rest in your lap. And if it's comfortable for you, go ahead and close your eyes. Let's take some deep breaths together. Deep breath in, feel the lungs expand. And if it's all right for you, sigh with your exhale, make it audible. And if that felt good, do it again. Deep breath in, feel the lungs expand. And out. One more time, why not? Deep breath in. And then allowing your mouth to close, breathing through the nostrils now. Sighing is a great way to signal to your nervous system that you want to calm down, that you want to come down from whatever high that you might be on. Maybe it's anxiety, maybe it's overwhelm. So feeling the breath moving in your body, expanding on inhale, relaxing on exhale. And when you're aware of the breath, as I mention often, you are present. You're here in the present moment. You're not in the past. You're not in the future. Just this inhale, just this exhale. No other moment has to exist right now. Maybe even reminding yourself that this next half hour that we have together is time that you have intentionally set aside to not have to think about anything, to not have to do anything. It doesn't have to necessarily even be a productive 30 minutes, though it still might be. But it's your time to just be. It's a gift to yourself. So, with that intention, go ahead and take a deeper, fuller breath. And allow your eyes to open, coming back to the space around you. All right. So go ahead and slide to the edge of your chair. And today we're going to start with the knees in the wider position. So you want your knees about a little bit wider than your shoulders and have your heels stacking underneath your knees. Just a nice stable stance when we start moving around a bit that we don't fall over, ideally. So I'm going to turn sideways, but you keep facing forward. Sometimes it's good to get different profiles here. Good. So have your hands resting on your hips. And you want to take the shoulder blades together. You can even think about the elbows moving back behind you a little bit as well. And this causes both the spine to elongate and then the chest to lift as well. Take a deep breath in. And then with your exhale, hinge at your hips and bring your chest about parallel to the floor. And then inhale, come back up. Let's do that again. Exhale, hinge at the hips, folding forward. And then inhale back up. We're just going to keep doing that a few more times, starting to warm up the lower back. Exhale, lowering down. Some of you may be able to go further than that halfway point. It's a little more effort. Come back up if you go that far. But do what feels right for your body today. Your practice doesn't have to look like anybody else's. But do try to keep the spine elongated. So when you fold forward, we're not nosediving here. We're keeping the heart leading, the shoulder blades working together at the back. And again, there's the idea of the elbows working toward one another as well. This will help keep your spine in the safe and proper alignment. Okay, let's do a couple more. And then bring yourself to a hovering point, we'll call it. So it might be the halfway point. It might be a little bit further up from that. But what you want to feel is your lower back working here. Other parts of the body might be working as well, but the lower back is strengthening as you hover the chest over the floor. Again, keeping the spine elongated, the elbows working together behind you. Good. Then use the back, come all the way up and relax. Ooh, take a moment, feel sensation. All right. And then go ahead and bring the legs closer together. Knees are about hip distance apart, heels stacking underneath the knees. And we'll do some twisting. So with your arms down by your side, inhale, reach the arms up and over. And with your exhale, take your right arm forward, take your left arm back, twist, looking behind you. And then inhale, lift the arms up, come back through center, and let's go the other way. Left arm forward, right arm back, twist. Inhale up, and then exhale, twist the first side. And let's just keep going on your breath. Inhale, lifting the arms up. Exhale, twisting, looking behind you. Just warming up the shoulders here, the arms, and the spine as well. Moving mindfully. Let's do just a couple more, and then we'll hold on each side for a few breaths. And then it doesn't matter which side you pick, but go ahead and stop on one side. And we're going to stay in the pose. So the forward hand, the one in front of you, can be on the outside of the thigh. That just helps you to twist a little bit deeper. Work the back shoulder back a bit further. Look behind you. Breathe. Good. And then inhale, lift the arms up, come back through center, and we'll just go to that other side now. So whichever side you didn't just do. Again, working the back shoulder back a bit further, looking behind you, feeling that rotation in the spine. Good. Then inhale, unwind, lift the arms up, and release them on down. Good, good. All right, so still sitting on the edge of your chair. You can hold on to your chair for this one. We're going to do some core work. If you want it to be a bit more difficult for yourself, which is okay, if you want a challenge today, you can just keep the arms relaxed or have them somewhere where they're not necessarily helping you. So the key for this core work is to keep the spine tall. You're going to be doing knee lifts here, and it's tempting when we lift a knee to round the back and hunch. You want to try to keep the back as pretty much stable as possible here. Okay, so again, you can hold on to the chair or you can relax the arms. Think about your right knee real quick, and then go ahead and lift that knee up into your chest, and then bring it down to the floor, but just allow it to graze the floor lightly. Don't put it down completely, and then bring it back up and place it down. Bring it up and down. Up, squeezing it up as high as you can, keeping the heart lifting. That's another way to think about keeping the spine elongated. If you're really not sure what to do with your hands, just take them onto your hips. Sometimes we have to figure out what to do with these things. And thinking about it as we're doing this here, you can do the same trick we did with the forward fold earlier, where you squeeze the elbows together behind you. That will help to keep your heart lifting and your spine elongated. Good, let's do one more. Squeeze it up and then place it down. Good, take an adjusting breath. And then we're gonna practice that on the other side. So think about your left knee, and then go ahead and bring the knee in toward your chest. And then again, just lightly graze the floor and then bring it back up. Lightly graze the floor, lift, and then just keep going. Again, your hands can be on your hips. You could be holding onto the chair for support here. Keep the heart lifting. You could squeeze the elbows together behind you. Little body hack to keep the spine tall. And you're breathing as you move. Just a couple more. I was talking a lot on the first side, so that's why it feels longer. Good, go ahead and lift it up and place it down. All right, so same options here for the hands. You can have them holding onto the chair. It's gonna get a bit more difficult, so it's okay if you wanna do something different than before. Or again, you can have the hands on the hips. Goal is to keep the spine tall. Go ahead and think about your right knee and bring it on up and flex the right foot. Good. With an inhale, go ahead and extend the leg away from you, reaching the heel forward, and then bring the knee back in. And then reach forward and bring it in. Try to keep the spine tall, forward and in, forward and in. Let's do 3 more. There we go. 2. Then we're going to hold it this time. Extend the leg forward. We'll start shaking a bit. That's okay. Try to keep the spine lifted. Try to keep that heel lifted for 3, 2, and 1. Knee to chest, then lightly place down. Whew. Take an adjusting breath. You might feel some heat building in the body there. And then we're curious about what the other side's going to feel like. It might be the same, it might be different. Let's find out. So again, hands on the chair or hips. Go ahead and lift the left knee, flex the left foot, and then go ahead and extend the leg away from you and bring it back in. Extend and in. Keep going. Reach and in. Keep the heart lifting. Elbows working together behind you if you have your hands on your hips. 3, 2, and 1. Extend forward. We'll stay for just a few breaths. Keep the heart lifting. Keep the heel lifting. Shake, shake, shake. 3, 2, and 1. Knee to chest. Place on down. Whew. Starting to feel a little bit warmer, even more now. So good. We're gonna do a couple more exercises for the core and for the hips here, and we're building towards something. So you'll see the why behind the what here in just a second. Again, hands on hips or chair, it's up to you. You're gonna lift your right knee and just start shaking it from side to side. Flex the foot. I forgot to mention that. Flex the foot. That'll help protect the knee and the ankle. And you're just feeling the leg just like really loose inside of the hip joint here. Just helping to loosen up any tightness that's going on in there. And we're breathing. This one always feels interesting. It's not a bad sensation, but it's definitely an interesting sensation, almost like a light tickle. All right, go ahead and place that foot back on the floor. You might start to feel some tingling in that leg, some circulation kind of moving through it. Let's see what it feels like on the second side. Lifting the left leg up, go ahead and flex the foot. And then again, just kind of move it from side to side. And breathe, especially if you're sensing some tightness. This is my tighter hip, so I always remember I have to breathe more on this side. Sighing helps, as I mentioned in our centering. Breathe, breathe, breathe. And then go ahead and place it on down. Good. Now, before we go into the next hip, core, knee thing exercise, I want us to do a forward fold. So sit up tall and just fold over the legs for a moment. Feeling a stretch in your back body, especially your lower back, which we've been really recruiting today. All right, then inhale, roll yourself on up to a tall spine. Good, so we'll do a hip stretch next. And kind of building toward it a bit. So you're gonna keep your knees about hip distance apart, heels stacking underneath the knee. That's important here because we're gonna start to put some pressure on it. So my left foot's gonna stay flat on the floor. You can pick up your right foot, and if you can, bring the ankle on top of the knee. You're gonna flex the right foot, pulling the toes back. Again, this will help to protect the ankle and the knee joint from popping off and doing crazy stuff, ideally. Good. Now, just doing this, you probably feel a stretch in your hip. So be gentle with yourself. Your knee might be up here. That's completely fine. It's completely fine. That's where we're all starting today. Good. And then you want to think about length in your spine again. So feeling the spine reach up out of the hips, heart lifting. Your hands can be on the chair if you'd like to. And if you're really vibing on this like hands on the hips sassy thing, you can do that too. You could also squeeze the elbows together. Now, if you're able to maintain a tall spine, you could also use the hands to help deepen the stretch in the hip. So in this case, my left hand can go on top of my ankle. My right hand can not push down on the knee, but push it forward. You start to feel the leg kind of tractioning out of the hip joint a little bit here, helping to deepen that stretch. Now, there are several phases to this exercise, so we'll spend some time here. Just know that if your hip is telling you that it's dissatisfied with this exercise, that we're not trying to rush it. The hips hate to be rushed. The medicine of the hips is patience. But I'll give you some more ideas of what you can do here, and just go as far as you want to. You could just stay here if you wanted to. And if you're getting a good stretch, you're doing great. But if you do have more access, you could keep the spine elongated. You could have your hands on the knees and the ankle and hinge at the hips to bring your chest down toward your leg. This is going to intensify the stretch quite a bit. So if it's too much, don't do it. And notice that I'm not nosediving here. I'm not excessively rounding the upper back. I'm keeping the spine elongated. I keep using that word today, elongated. It's the word of the day. Taking deep breaths, just asking that tension, that stress in the hips to relax. And again, only going as far as your body wants to. If your hip's not about it, don't go that far. If your knee isn't about it, don't go that far. All righty. So just coming out of this from the furthest point, if you're folding forward, sit up. Good. And then carefully uncross and feel sensation for a moment before we do the other side. This right hip, what's going on with it? How's the leg feeling? How is the right side of the low back feeling? Or any other place that you might be sensing something. You might feel the need to want to shake the hip out again. The hips get so tight. All right, so when you're ready to do the second side, we'll prep the same way. You want to have the heel stacking underneath the right knee. And then when you're ready, flexing the left foot, go ahead and bring the ankle just above the knee. Now, we have asymmetries in our bodies, which means this second side is going to feel a little bit different, if not a lot a bit different than the first side. So don't expect that you have to go to the same place as you did on the first side. So just starting with sitting tall as you can. And again, this knee might be kind of up towards your chest. That's okay. We're not trying to rush it, but do keep the left foot flexed. You can hold on to the chair here. You could have hands on hips. You can just relax the arms down here, just as long as you keep the spine elongated, to use that word again. And I'll keep giving you some options about what you can do here, but again, only go as far as your body wants you to today. So you can just stay where we're at. You could place a hand on the knee and the ankle. The hand that's on the knee, again, you don't push down, you push forward, tractioning the leg out of the hip joint. And breathe. Now, again, giving you some places to go, only go at your pace. If you can keep the spine elongated, you could lead with the chest and fold toward the leg, but only if your body wants you to. And stay for just a few more breaths. Good, all right. Sitting up if you're folding, and then we'll all uncross. Take a moment, feel sensation. And again, there might be some ways that you want to adjust. Maybe you want to pick up the leg and shake it around a bit if that hip is still kind of telling us some stuff. Our body communicates with us. We just got to listen to it. All right. So for our next exercise, we'll bring some relief to the lower back there. Anytime we do extensive asymmetrical posturing like we just did, we'll want to do something symmetrical to kind of bring the body back to cohesion. So take the knees wide apart again, a little bit wider than your shoulders, feet stacking or heels stacking underneath your knees. Then take a deep breath in, hands on the knees, go ahead and hinge at the hips and fold as far forward over the legs as you can. Now, once you come to your furthest point in the fold, however far that is for you, allow the chin to drop toward your throat, the crown of the head pointing toward the floor. Now, while we're here, we'll do my favorite neck release, which there's really no wrong way to do it. You kind of just shake your head from side to side, or maybe nod a bit. Just move the head around, inviting tension from the neck and shoulders to just kind of fall off the body. Breathe. Do what feels good here. Might be a quick movement, it might be slow movements. Do breathe no matter what you're doing. It's also good to give yourself permission. If you just want to hold the head still, you could do that here too, if that's feeling good for you as well. Sometimes moving the head around can cause vertigo. Good. Now do pause, stop the head, just let it hang. If you are feeling a little bit of dizziness, open your eyes and focus on a single point. Take a couple of breaths. And then press your hands into your thighs or knees. Sit up tall. Again, your equilibrium may need to adjust. Taking some deep breaths, maybe focusing on a single point again. Good. I love that neck release. It can cause a bit of dizziness. It takes a moment to come back out of it, but I was just kind of a personal experience here. Like I had a kind of a twinge of a tension headache, and I can feel it starting to release a little bit. So put that one in your pocket. Bring the knees a bit closer together again. We'll do just a little bit of spinal flexing. It's interesting, we're doing a chair yoga class, but we didn't focus on shoulders and neck like we normally do. So sitting tall, roll the shoulders down your back, open the heart, look up, inhale. Exhale, round the back, look forward and down. Inhale, open up the chest again. Take the shoulder blades together, look up. Exhale around the back, look down and forward. Let's do that maybe 3 more times. And then come into the open position. Take the shoulder blades together, open the heart, look up, feel a stretch in your throat, breathe. And then help your head up, just shrug the shoulders and just fold over the thighs. Your hands can stay on the legs or you can hang them toward the floor. Just a few breaths here. Okay, go ahead and sit up. Beautiful. Great job. So let's spend the last few minutes we have together in a brief meditation. Just slide to the back of your chair and be comfortable. If you can, both feet flat on the floor, your hands resting in your lap. And you could sit up tall if you want to, or you could relax into the back of your chair. Just do what feels good. Let your eyes close. Take a deep breath in. Exhale, sigh it out. Letting go of that tension. Do it one more time. Let your breath adjust, breathing through the nostrils if you're able to. And I want you to be aware of your breath and just notice if there's any rippling in your breath or hesitations in your breath. Sometimes the breath has stopping points in it. And then we want to relax to help the breath be smooth and continuous. So this actually might start with a bit of effort, but the idea is it becomes a bit more relaxed over time. So allow your throat to relax and open, be unconstricted, to allow a smooth, steady stream of air to come in on inhale, no ripples, no hesitations, and a smooth, steady stream of breath on exhale. Try to make this breath nice and smooth. And what you may notice as you're practicing this smooth breath is that if your mind wanders or becomes distracted, some of those ripples come back. The smoothness of your breath is pretty much directly linked to your state of mind. So by allowing the breath to come into this intentional, smooth state, you're actually kind of smoothing out any ripples going on in your mind. Adjusting the breath to adjust the mind. Smooth, steady stream inhale, smooth, steady stream exhale. Continue for just a few more rounds. All right, go ahead and take a deeper, fuller breath, please. Bring your palms together in front of you. Begin to rub the palms together, creating heat. And take those warm palms over your eyes, brushing over the top of your head, down your neck, bringing yourself back to your space. Great job today. I hope that that was helpful for you. I hope you feel a bit more grounded and calm in your body. And I hope you have a great weekend. Till next time, take care.